Hi, welcome or welcome back. I'm Tally and today I am going through 8 books on my TBR that feature ghosts. Rounding off my specific TBR series, we are going to do books that feature ghosts or that on a cursory investigation seem to feature ghosts. So firstly, I have My Darling Dreadful Thing by Johanna van Veen. So this is a new release. It's a dark gothic romance with a sapphic relationship. So it follows Ruth, who has a spirit companion that only she can see. Her spirit companion, Ruth, is a corpse-like creature. One day, Ruth meets a wealthy widow, Agnes, and they strike up a friendship. And Agnes invites her to her crumbling estate that she inherited when her husband died. And it is being haunted by a ghostly woman who haunts the halls at night, leaves horrible smells everywhere, is wailing, making a bit of a nuisance of herself. So she invites Ruth there, and whilst there, someone is murdered. Next on my list is one that is really being hyped across the internet at the moment, and it is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaway. And this is a no sleep story from Reddit that has been picked up and traditionally published. This is a debut and is being touted as Turn of the Key meets Parasite. So we follow a young queer couple who flip houses as their job, and they've managed to pick up a house at a bit of a steal, bit of a bargain, which we all know in a horror setting means you shouldn't be doing. It means you should run from that house. But yet they move in, and then one day they get a knock at the door, and it's a couple who say that they used to live there and can they come in and take a look around. My understanding is our main couple then cannot get rid of them and things get dark and twisted. I'm very much looking forward to this. I've only heard brilliant things. It's getting rave reviews, so I want to pick this up ASAP. Next on my list to read is Ghost Eaters by Clay McLeod Chapman. And this follows a on again off again couple who have been trying to make it work since college. As they come into their more kind of adult life, Silas is really struggling with his drug addictions. He has just come out of rehab, and Erin finds herself pulled back into his crazy life. Unfortunately, one day Silas dies of an overdose, and Erin discovers that he overdosed on a new drug that allows you to see the dead. Erin doesn't believe in this, and she doesn't believe that anyone can see the dead, so she decides to give it a try, and then soon discovers that even when she's not taking the pills, once you invite the dead in, they don't leave. Mary, An Awakening of Terror by Nat Cassidy is another one that I keep hearing great things about. Nat Cassidy has been on my want to read radar for a while, and this is one in particular that he gets a lot of rave reviews on. So this follows Mary, who is a middle-aged woman. She's quiet, she's like unassuming, she just wants to blend into the background, and then one day things start to go a bit awry. She starts having hot flushes, her body's aching. When she looks in a mirror, she passes out. She keeps hearing voices in her head that are starting to tell her to do evil things. After losing her job, she moves back to her hometown, hoping to reconnect with her past and maybe find herself. And then some killings start happening, and they're very reminiscent of a serial killer that used to operate in the town. Murder Road by Simone St. James is the newest book by this author. So Murder Road is set in July 1995, and we follow a young couple who are on their way to a small resort town for their honeymoon. However, they do take a wrong turn, which results in them picking up who they suspect to be a hitchhiker. Not long after the hitchhiker gets into their car, however, they see blood seeping from the hitchhiker's jacket, and then they start getting chased by a truck. This very much gives me the slasher vibes of the 90s, early 2000s. It gives me like the hook-handed guy on the car kind of vibes. I think it's going to be a real fun read. It's quite different to Simone St. James's other books that I've read, which are very much set in two timelines. We usually have the current day and then a mystery that happened years and years ago, and they kind of align at some point, and it often has an element of, is it supernatural, is it not, so this seems like Simone St. James is taking their writing in a bit of a different direction. I'm very excited to see what they do with this book. The cover that was done by, I think it was Nevernight, which is like the Illumicrate, or Evernight, which is the Illumicrate horror subscription box, looked so good. It reminded me of a segment in a game, what remains of Edith Finch, I think that was the game. I'll put it up here. Yeah, and that was like one of my favorite segments of that game, so I have high hopes. Belladonna by Adeline Grace is the first in the Belladonna series, which is a romantic gothic YA series. In Belladonna, we follow 19-year-old Signa, who was orphaned as a baby and has been raised by a string of guardians, all of whom are more interested in her inheritance and her wealth than her actual health. Each one of them has met an untimely end. Her last remaining relatives are the Hawthorns, an eccentric family living in the gloomy estate of Thorn Grove. Upon moving there, Signa discovers that there is a mystery illness which is killing off the family, and she ends up getting embroiled in trying to resolve it, find out who the culprit is, and put an end to it. And in order to solve the mystery, she makes an alliance with Death himself. We then have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first in the Alex Stern series. And this follows Galaxy Stern, who goes by the name of Alex, as she joins Yale's freshman class. She is a very unlikely member to join the class. She was raised in Los Angeles by a hippie man. She dropped out of school early. She ended up getting caught in a world of drug dealing boyfriends with dead-end jobs, and much worse. And by the age of 20, she is the sole survivor of a multiple homicides that has yet to be solved. Whilst on her hospital bed, she is offered the opportunity to attend Yale, and she finds herself having to infiltrate some of the more secret societies at Yale in order to keep her place at the school. She ends up in a particular society that has a lot of interest in raising the dead, and she cannot hide the fact that she can see ghosts for much longer. So this is very much an alternate universe version of Yale. Is magic that is used at these secret societies. Presumably that doesn't happen in real life. I've never been to Yale, I wouldn't know. And finally is Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. This follows an island where everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994. A newcomer arrives on the island hoping to solve her son's death, and she finds herself getting pulled deeper and deeper into this crazy island, trying to find out why they seem to be stuck in this loop of the year of 1994. They have outdated clothing, they avoid modern technology. Everyone on the island is very evasive to her questions, but she is determined to get to the bottom of what happened to her son. So that is the 8 books on my TBR that feature ghosts. Have you read any of these? Do you have any that I should add to my list? Let me know in the comments. If you want to say hi but have nothing to say, just drop a ghost emoji. Please follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, or you can listen to my podcast, which has weekly episodes, Lazy Book Lovers, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, friends.